To my first horse riding lesson with me. Spoiler alert, I did get to try canter. I'm going to film these lessons every week, so hopefully you can watch me go from novice to jumping pro. Today I'm riding Ruby, and we started off the lesson by just getting comfortable on her and focusing on my positioning. When I felt confident, we decided to move on to the rising trot. I won't lie, just trying to get Ruby into a trot with my weak legs was really a struggle. She is so cute but so lazy, so I did decide to hold a whip. However, I didn't use it. As you can see, I was a bit all over the place in the saddle to start, but then I really got into the flow of it and couldn't wipe the smile off my face. We did some diagonal work, practice changing directions, but then here I could feel Ruby speeding up, which was unusual because she's normally lazy. And then she just kept speeding up, and right here I believe my whip accidentally touched her and she flew straight into a canter. I did not see it coming and definitely didn't have my reins tight enough, but luckily I just managed to pull her into a halt. It was actually kind of exciting. We then focused a bit more on my balance and my control, so we did some pole work. Here Ruby definitely thought it was the end of the lesson because she was moving over these poles so slow. I just held the whip in my hand again and she was back in action. I genuinely just think she knows when you're holding the whip, you mean business. It was almost the end of the lesson, but my coach said I could give a canter a go. Here was my first attempt of getting Ruby into a canter. I did manage, however, I didn't feel as if I had much control and definitely couldn't get her to stick to the corner. My second attempt with Ruby was even worse. I asked for a canter on this first corner. However, I just couldn't quite get it. So I decided to try again on the next corner, which I'm glad I did because we got it. It was 32 degrees in Australia today, even though it's winter though, so my hands were so sweaty. I think I really need to invest in some gloves for my next lesson. I dismounted Ruby and gave her a big old pat. Honestly, my legs were jelly and I did not expect squeezing to be so difficult. I can't wait for the next lesson. See you next time.